What's up, big ponians? I am Convoy, and welcome back to Hangar 88. Today we are making the final assembly and the review of the Master Grade Deathscythe Hell Endless Waltz version. Got all of our parts put together. Just need to actually, like I said, do the final assembly and take a look at this guy. Alright, first off, we're going to take our two torso pieces and pop them together. And we're going to take our legs, pop them into the lower torso. Whoop, and send our side kilts flying. Another one, I think it was the X and double X that I noticed this, but odd that again with the Deathscythe here, and this might be due to recycling parts from the older Wing Zero, but there is no little adjustment to adjust the position of the legs on the hip, like to move them forward or backward or up or down or what have you. But anyways, got those on. Now we just pop on the arms. Pop on the head. That's a plastic on plastic joint, so it's going to be a little scary. As long as we're careful. There we go. And then finally, oh, yeah, I knew it. I knew those back flaps are going to be a problem. Anyways, finally plug the backpack into the back. We can get it to go on straight. There we go. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the Master Grade Deathscythe Hell from Endless Waltz. Looking very nice with that big, with those big bat wings going on there. To start off with this review, let's go ahead. Let's get a quick look at his head articulation. He's got pretty good up-looking motion there, but because of the way that the neck is engineered. He's got a pretty good down look from the top of the neck joint there, but the bottom doesn't go very far, again, just because of how the neck joint is engineered. Let's see here. We've got, a full 360-degree rotation on that head there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pop this. Well, you know what, actually, so we can extend that. It's not gonna bend back that far, but that does help out a little bit, get out of the way for the arm articulation. But here, let's see if we can carefully pop this off. Come on, there we go. Without that backpack getting in the way, we do have 360-degree rotation on the arm. On the shoulder there, we've got this nice bit of articulation that, if you're not careful, he's going to want to pop out there, but not that hard to put it back in. But yeah, we've got a good bit of shoulder articulation there, front reaching, help you get some good poses with that scythe. We've got because of all the kibble with the shoulder pads and the arm guards and stuff. Well, actually, that little extra shoulder articulation again popping out of the socket. but that does help a little bit getting getting that all the way up, holding that way. We've got a 360-degree swivel on the upper arm as per usual. We've got pretty much a 180-degree bend. I would say probably closer to about 150, 160-degree bend at the elbow there. Again, these back flaps wanting to fall off at every given point. Anywho, and then at the wrist we've got a little bit of wiggle room there because of that ball joint. Most of the wrist articulation is going to be going that way, just so that we can get this. Again, that's mostly to help with posing for holding the beam scythe. Let's see. Yeah, we can move it a little bit, get a full. To get a full, looks like it is a bit of a pain with the arm guard there, but we got a full 360-degree rotation there on the wrist. With the thumb, we got that ball joint in there, so 360 degrees this way, 90-degree angle that way, and you can turn it any which way that way, except right down there, the arm does get in the way a little bit, but yeah, again, good. Good, pretty standard master grade articulation there. As far as the waist goes, got some nice hula range there. Very nice. We can see the inner frame in between those in those panels a little bit whenever we get it going. The waist articulation is actually very nicely balanced, I would say, on this guy, as opposed to the X and XX Gundams that I built earlier, where all of the articulation was pretty much at the base, where the waist meets the kilt section. Again, with this, very nice, very well balanced in terms of the articulation. Not too much going in one section to another. Again, very nice that we can see a little bit in between the panels there. Let's see here what kind of rotation we got. Because of the center blocks there on the kilt section. Well, yeah, there we go. We can get a 360-degree rotation, pushing the armor out of place a little bit to do that, though. For the legs, we can get being very oh wow, that whole wheel wants to fall apart there. There we go. Screw it, I'm just gonna leave that off. Oh! Those back flaps want to fall off. I'm just gonna leave them. Okay. Well, I guess it looks like in terms of just the front and back flaps in general, in terms of the front flaps, you might want to glue them together just so that they'll hold. Okay, I'm going to try it from this side then. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, that front flap, that'll lift up good and high so that we can get a nice 90-degree lift on that leg there at the hip. We can get pretty much a 180-degree bend at the knee there. Very interesting that on this master grade, there's no panels or anything. There's no outer panels of the armor sliding around or anything with that knee bend. Apart from, you know, this kneecap right here, we do get, we can see this little bit right here shifting around as we bend and straighten that knee. But otherwise, not a whole lot externally going on with that knee bend. You can get right about there before the back flaps want to pop off. Again, just that connection with the back flaps is not very strong, so those are going to want to, I mean, it's not, I'm trying to think of how to word this, but it's just that the connection isn't very secure. It's a very, I don't know, it's just not, the sockets aren't gripping the balls. Oh boy. Yeah, there's no way around it. Just the socket isn't gripping the ball joint that tightly. So you know, those back flaps are just gonna want to fall off. And again, with this front flap, it's gonna keep falling apart. The other one's not doing as badly. The other one's doing okay. But give me just a second here. I'm gonna pop this apart, try to fix it. Okay, yeah, I just had to mush those pieces together pretty good. Again, nothing that a little super glue won't help fix. Almost forgot. Got some pretty good ankle articulation here. You can get a full 360-degree spin on there. Not sure what you would want that for, as the Deathscythe does not transform at all. Pretty good front to back bend there. Some nice side-to-side wiggle room right there. As far as the feet, the front can extend up just a little bit and then point down a lot more. This pointed toe right here, it can go down about as far as it'll get the sole of the foot flat right here, but then it can point up a little bit to there's a little bit of difference here. There's a little bit of an angle here to kind of flatten that with the rest of the foot. But yeah, a little bit of, it's a pretty good wiggle there. But yeah, that's just a little bit of extra articulation that you can get there. Let's pop this backpack back on. And again, as we saw not too long ago, we can extend the wings out at the base, and they can bend backwards a pretty good bit. Pretty good for, you know, like a charging forward kind of pose, or just to give it a bit more dynamic pose in general. We can slide those back in. Actually, we'll leave those out, and then angle those upward as well to give it a bit more of that intimidating spread there. And then we can also extend these up. They won't, right here, they won't swing up and down like at the base joint, but there's a little bit of a click there at this section whenever we pull that out. And again, just to get a much more impressive deployment of the wings there. A little bit of a space saver on the shelf to have them going more upwards rather than sticking out this way. A little bit of a space saver, but then at the same time probably want to, if you're going to do it that way, probably want to have him, or either way really, you want to have this guy towards the back of your shelf so he's not blocking off anybody. We do have some options with our hands here with the fingers. Right here we've got the spread open palm. Right here, I'll go ahead and do that on this hand. Got spread open palm right here for some dynamic reaching there. And then we've also got a pair of different closed hands. One is just a little bit more closed than the other. The one that's a little bit more closed, that one actually has a tab on the inside, and that tab is to go all along these slots here, along the beam scissors, to hold that and secure it in the hand. So we just tab that in there, and pop out these little balled up fingers here for the fist. Swing that thumb up preemptively, and then tab those fingers in, move that thumb in around it, and there he is holding that beam scythe. I'm not going to call it scissors anymore, that's just dumb. Let's see here. Can we wiggle it around? Yeah. Yeah, you can move it back towards the thumb just a little bit so that you can adjust it, and then you don't want to put too much pressure securing it back onto the tab there, otherwise you're gonna snap it. But yeah, you can get that, and I guess the hand that's a bit more, or the fingers that are a bit more open, is for whichever other hand, if you want to get this guy getting some two-handed action here with the scythe. Since we've already got it secured in this one hand, just need to take that other hand, get that through those fingers somehow. There we go. Get that thumb in a good position. And there we can go. Do for that. And then again, as we saw, there is a little bit of extra articulation for the wrist. Oop, whole hand popped out right there. A little bit of extra articulation for the wrist, just so we can get a bit more dynamic posing with the beam scythe. Right there, just to get that little bit of extra swing in there. It's not a whole lot, but I guess just in general it helps out with some of the posing here with the beam side, some of the two-handed posing with that. In addition to all that, we do have this opening cockpit here. A little bit of a trick. There we go. Well, nope. Here it goes. The opening cockpit right there in the stomach section. where you can see, get a flashlight here, see if it'll, if I can shine in there. There you go. You can see Duo Maxwell sitting nice and secure in there. And as well, where did he go? We also have, let's pop the open fingers on again. We also have a standing Duo Maxwell figure in scale with the mobile suit, just to kind of stand him next to it so you get, again, an idea of the scale of the Deathscythe. And with all that, we also have another very cool feature of the Deathscythe. These big wings, they ain't just for show. Get those on there. We do have an extra little gimmick here. Let's see here. First off, we're going to extend them just at this middle section right here. We're going to make sure that we extend them far enough. We get that click at the bottom. Flip in the little red claw there at the end. Oh, come on. There we go. Then, what we're going to do is we're going to pull up on these white blades here very carefully. So we don't stab ourselves. There we go. You're going to slide up just like so. As far as it's going, yeah. Sure we get the shoulders set back, and this whole deal is going to swing forward, and it's a little bit tricky with this first part of the joint here, getting that right. The right side is not so bad, and then on the little red claws here, there are these little tabs here that kind of you slide them into each other, and they kind of interlock like that to hold it shut. Oop. You just got to get it lined up good so it looks nice. And then yeah, claws are crossing over a little bit, but then turn those white pieces down. And there you've got the active cloak mode on there. Oh, I guess I didn't have the claws turn out all the way or something. But, or maybe I did. Yeah. Yeah, they cross over a little bit, but that's nothing too bad. Get that swung back up. Uh-oh. We got stuff falling apart here. Okay. And just like any other modern master grade, the Deathscythe Hell does come with one of these little clips right here to help attach it to an action-based Type 1. Typical way to attach it is to just clip it onto this crotch block here, and then peg it into the top of that base there. for some nice aerial posing. The Deathscythe also has an alternate way of attaching that little clip. You lift the backpack far enough, you can get the clip under there and attach it to that little block, that little gray block that we put on the back. Let's see here. Actually, one way that you can do this, you can either lift the backpack up prominently. Okay. This clip can also attach directly to the Deathscythe's backpack, which, with this little gray block here, being able to swing in and out, you can lift the backpack up far enough that you can get in there to clip the piece on. But you might find it easier to just pop the backpack off entirely. Clip it onto that little block right there. There we go. And then pop it onto your action base. Plug on the mobile suit. And because of where it is, that is a bit more better suited for like a charging in kind of pose. But that is another way that you can get it posed. And let's extend this a little bit. See what that gets us. Yeah, with the little elbow at the very end there, that'll give you some room to work there, and that'll that won't get in the way of your articulation as much whenever you're trying to pose up in the air. And before we forget, let's go ahead and get our blacklight test in. Not a whole lot other than that beam scythe showing up there. Catching a little bit with the white. That's not really catching. It looks like it is with my camera, but that white really isn't catching a whole lot. Yep, not a whole lot catching. Aside from that beam scythe there, but even still, that beam scythe is pretty impressive underneath that black light. As far as final thoughts on this guy, I don't really have a whole lot to complain about. The kilt flaps are a bit of a pain in the butt. But it's a very nice. This is a very good kit for the Deathscythe hell. The Deathscythe was actually my personal favorite among all of the Gundams in Wing, and so I'm very happy that this kit didn't come with a whole lot of headaches. I mean, it's a very, again, there's the thing with the flaps on the kilt and everything. It is, as with any Deathscythe kit, it is a little bit of a challenge to get it posed right with the scythe, especially if you're trying to get in a two-handed pose. But I mean, it's a very good kit. Not a whole lot of touch-up needed, really. You might. I know. I've got the original high grade 1/100 here, and the high grade 1/44 right over here. But as you can see on the 1/100 on the high grade, the hands are entirely one solid color of gray, and it's the same that's used of the it's the same as the lighter shade that's used for like the legs and the waist and the upper arms and stuff. But being that it is, and you know, the fingers are the standard mechanical shade of gray, but being that they on this kit that they're that, you know, those two particular grays that they used for this kit are so close, I don't see a whole lot of need to really paint those. If you do want the clear colored plastic on that, you will have to paint those yourselves. Not hard to do. The few clear plastic pieces that we got, they have some very nice, some places that will be very well, you know, very easy to get. Again, a skewer, like a bamboo skewer with the alligator clip attached to it to grasp that, and the piece, you know, to grasp like a tab or something on there, and then just, you know, spray paint it with some transparent paint. You know, again, paint the underside of the pieces they're attaching to with like a silver Sharpie or something like that. But like on the head also, the one head clear piece, not, you know, that doesn't look like it should be too hard to mask that stuff off so that you can get the separate colors that you need for that. You know, the orange on the Mohawk lenses, and then the green for the eyes. It is a little odd to me. I want to say that I just want to reiterate again. It is a little odd to me that the stickers for the Mohawk lenses are green instead of orange. But again, that's just a small nitpick there. The little space on the little on these little vents or whatever you want to call them, the red deals on the cheek guards there. In between those, there is some red plastic that is supposed to match, you know, that little space in between those little claws coming out there. The space in between those is supposed to match the rest of the helmet. So, but that's not terribly noticeable. But if you're a completionist like I am every now and again, you will want to touch those up, try to get some black paint in there. And the way this kit is assembled, it's really got some very good options for customizing it. Like if you want to give it a good custom paint job, and you want to get, like, you know, those little edges, those little layered edges on the kilt and the shoulder pads there. If you want to, you know, make those a separate color from the rest of it, that wouldn't be too hard to do since they are separate pieces on there. So it wouldn't be too hard to just, you know, put those on a pike and hit them with some spray paint. Overall, I would say, I mean, I really like this kit. I mean, even beyond the fact that it's the Deathscythe, I really like this kit. You know, there was nothing too complex with it or anything. Again, I like that, you know, you move the waist around and you can see some of the inner frame in between the armor pieces there. But this is just, it's a very well done kit, I would say. Again, nothing too complex, no gimmick, like none of the gimmicks are overly complex for what they need to do. And it's just some nice additions that, you know, we haven't seen on either of these two earlier kits, which are good kits. They're great kits for what they are and when they were released. But, you know, this is very much, you know, this is a very well done kit. You know, it was very well done for what they were trying to accomplish with it. Again, once I get a new, better camera for watching what I'm doing, I will at some point go ahead and do the retro graded regular Deathscythe Endless Waltz version, so that there's a comparison for that. But again, just really, just how well and how easily this went together. I would say this is a great starter kit for anybody that's looking to build their first master grade. Again, everything goes together well. There's not a whole, there's not a whole lot that's too difficult to, keep parts from getting mixed up. Everything, everything, you can tell where everything goes. It's just the build was very good. It wasn't, the build itself didn't come with a lot of headaches. The finished kit itself doesn't come with that many excruciating headaches, all things considered, in comparison with other master grades. And it's just a very well done kit, and it holds together nicely. And again, the gimmicks, it doesn't have a whole lot of little weapons and accessories. It just has the backpack with the wings and the scythe, that are relatively simple. And again, not a whole lot of overly complex gimmicks with a bunch of small parts that have to go and move together. It's a very well done kit. I'm very happy with it. I would definitely recommend to anybody who's looking to get into master grades. I would almost say to anybody who's looking to get into maybe just in general, a master grade's not the best kit to get somebody started off on. But if you're new to Gunpla and you're feeling like you've got the high grades and those kind of stuff down, you feel like you want to move on to something a little more advanced, the Deathscythe Hell is a great kit to start that upgrade to. Again, it's very simple, and it doesn't give you a whole lot of grief for the trouble. And that is gonna do it for this episode, guys. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, beat that like button like it owes you money. Kick the annotation for more videos that I've done, and smack that subscribe button to stay tuned for more videos coming up. Thanks again, you guys, and I will see you in the next video.